Matthew is now a Category 1 hurricane, according to the National Hurricane Center's 2 p.m. advisory. The Hurricane Center's 5-day forecast track projects the storm will travel west toward the Central Caribbean Sea before turning northeast of Jamaica as a hurricane. It is then expected to pass over eastern Cuba and then head towards the Bahamas. It also added that Matthew was expected to strengthen gradually over the next 48 hours. The storm is forecasted to travel west as a strong tropical storm through the Caribbean Sea, where it's expected to meet conditions, warm water and low wind shear that will help it intensify. But before all this development, Matthew ensured that parts of the Caribbean, Grenada, Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Barbados and Montserrat all felt its effects. In Grenada, forecasters were right on point as people reported heavy showers, lightning and thunder. Some even had some fun with it, as evident in this video which was posted on Facebook earlier. In Dominica, minor damage in Roseau and other parts were reported, as evident in these photos posted by the Vibes News portal. People there are counting their blessings, remembering the devastation brought on by Tropical Storm Erica, which devastated villages, wrecking bridges, and leaving a reconstruction bill worth half the country's annual GDP. In St. Vincent, Kenroy Lynch, a fourth-form student, became the lone victim of Matthew thus far. Reports are that Lynch was clearing a pathway when he was crushed by the boulder in St. Vincent. Abigail Haynes, program assistant at SVG Radio in Kingston, said it was a case where several people abandoned their homes and sought refuge in emergency shelters.
During the night, we had some landslides in different areas of the country, and so the National Emergency Management Organization as well as other agencies are working to clearing these areas. In terms of infrastructure, there were reports of some persons' houses being destroyed, broken and so forth from the rains and from landslides in different areas. But in terms of infrastructure in the capital itself, there has been no reports of that happening. But it's more so in different community areas. We would have had a few here and there where some persons' homes would have been damaged because of the landslides and the amount of rainfall, because rain has been falling for the past 24 hours. Right at this present moment, the rain has stopped in Kingstown, but there are still some areas of the country where there is still a bit of rain, drizzling, and so forth. For the last update that we got, which was at 9 o'clock this morning, and it will be valid until 12 today, we are scheduled to have a bit more scattered showers and light rainfall here and there, but as at 8 this morning, the tropical storm warning has been discontinued for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so we're just looking at the tail end of the storm leaving us.
St. Lucia was not as tragic, as they are now picking up the pieces. It is reported that many communities remain without water and electricity, as many electricity poles were destroyed during the passage of the storm last night. Communications manager of the National Emergency Organization, Cohen Xavier, spoke to us via telephone today.
What we have so far, because the initial damage assessment is not yet complete, so what we could tell you so far is there are lots of debris on some of our roads. There was a bit of flooding, and there were about 1 or 2 minor landslides for now, a number of downed trees, and we had some power outages throughout the island.
Not much damage in Montserrat, as little rain and slightly elevated winds were reported. Hurricane Matthew became the 5th hurricane of the 2016 Atlantic hurricane season early Thursday afternoon and poses a danger to Jamaica, parts of Hispaniola, eastern Cuba, and the Bahamas early next week. Its potential U.S. impact later next week still remains unclear. Eugenia Peters, GBN News.